sa sa short circuit.
Short circuit current or fault current. What is short circuit current? Short circuit current is the highest electric current which can exist in a particular electrical system under short circuit conditions. When two or more conductors of different phases come in contact with each other in a power line, power transformer, or any other element, then the part of the impedance is shunted out of the circuit, to which a large current flows in the unfaulted phases. Short circuit current reduces the effective impedance in the circuit, while the current in the circuit rises.
Okay, so here just a sample of short circuit when uh, natusok mo yung alambre, no, or nakaiwan ka ng llave siguro sa screwdriver sa dalawang linya, sa bus bar or what, no. So these are the types of short circuit that may happen. Or intentionally may naglagay ng shorting wire sa dalawang alambre, no. Or sa transmission line may naghagis ng sanga ng basang sanga ng isang puno, no. Kunyari nagputol siya ng puno at tapos nasa bundok siya, yung sanga yan hinagis niya doon sa transmission line na nasa baba. Pagpatong ng transmission line doon sa, let's say, line 1 to line 2 ng transmission line, ayun, kakaroon ka ng short circuit. Okay, eto, makita natin mga ibon, nakadapo sila sa tig-isang linya. Hindi sila nakokuryente kasi wala namang path of current from one phase to the other phase, no? Yan, katulad nito, wala naman. Unless siguro kung nakabuka to at merong voltage drop between the legs ng ibon, pwede siyang makuryente, pero insulated naman yata yung paa ng ibon. Iba naman to, merong parang squirrel cage yata to, sa Amerika siguro to. So nakatungtong sa isa, tapos kinagat niya yung kabila, makukuryente ito. Sunog ito, pag ito nangyari, no? O di kaya ito, yung ibon, yung pakpak niya, inabot yung kabila, masusunog siya, masushort siya, lalo na pagbasa siya. Okay? So, yan. So, ito yung itsura ng mga breaker na nagkakaroon ng arc flash, no? Power LCVs damaged by arc flash. Kung meron ka kasing moisture sa loob ng switchgear mo, tapos mataas ang available short circuit, at hindi mo nabantayan ng insulation resistance sa loob, no? Sabihin, alam mo naman yung ating hangin, ang hangin natin ay merong humidity, mataas ang humidity. Kaya pagka araw mainit, tapos sa gabi lalamig, pag lumamig, magko-condense yung moisture sa hangin, so pag nag-condense yun, maiwan siya sa loob ng switchgear. Ngayon, that will increase the doon magkaroon ka ng possible na talon ng kuryente from line 1 to line 2, line 2 to line 3, or a three phase, no, line 1 to ground, line 2 to ground, line 3 to ground, which is what we call the arc flash fault. Yan, so napakadelikado. Ito, pwede mangyari sa isang arc flash situation. Ito, kilala ng isang kaibigan ko to ng fan. Anyway, so mag-ingat tayo sa arc flash. Kailangan bantayan yung insulation resistance. So, paano mo babantayan? Kailangan meron kang mga space heaters, o kaya yung tinatawag natin na anti-condensation heaters, no? Space heaters or anti-condensation heater, pag lumamig ang loob ng switchgear, nagkaroon ng moisture, ang gagana itong si space heater, ida-drive away niya yung moisture. So kung na-drive away niya yung moisture, malayong magkaroon ka ng arc flash. Okay, yan ang problema kasi pagka, lalo na yung mga panahon ng tagulan, no? Mga June, July, August, September, ganyan, yung hangin natin, mataas ang moisture. Okay, so iwasan natin. Okay, ano yung mga nagko-contribute ng short circuit? In general, there are three, no? Yung utility, then yung mga generators, kung meron kang in-plant power generation na tinatawag, although madalang na ito kasi karamihan ng mga planta natin, kung may generator man, naka-transfer switch siya, so hindi siya naka-parallel kay utility, no? And then synchronous motors, madalang na rin gumagamit yung mga planta ng synchronous motors, no? Ang meron itong induction motor. So that means number 1 and number 4 ang madalas, okay? Ito kasing generator na nakaparallel sa utility, in my experience, dalawang beses lang nangyari to sa aking experience sa buhay ko, no? One is when we were doing the Caltex refinery upgrading in 1981, 82, 83, no? So, ang intention nun ng Caltex refinery was to parallel yung refinery generators. Meron kaming tatlong turbo generators dun sa refinery nun, Caltex refinery sa Batangas, tatlong 3 megawatts turbo generators. Ang intention namin nun, i-parallel siya kay Napocor via 69 kV. So, na-experience ko yun, nagawa ko yun. At nung nandun ako sa Mindanao, meron din akong power plant na project, yun ang ginamit kong thesis ko, dalawang 11 megawatts na power plant na excitation niya manggagaling sa power. Samantala itong synchronous motor, synchronous generator at sa utility ay may mga self-excitation sila. Synchronous motors, DC excitation yan, synchronous generator, DC excitation. Itong mga utility, andyan yung mga generator, andyan yung mga makban, mga kalaka, yung mga pagbilaw, suwal, puro meron generators lahat dyan. Kaya, that explains why na hindi bumababa. Kaya pag kinumbine mo ito lahat, ganito itsura, no? Short circuit. Bumababa siya, pero mataas pa rin, no? First cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, mataas pa rin. Okay. Ito. Makita mo ito, sa kaliwa is a solar farm na 63 megawatts. Dito naman sa kanan is a solar rooftop na 300 watts lang. 300 watts at may microinverter grid tie. Ito naman is 63 megawatts power, no? Ngayon ang tanong ko, do solar farms or solar power plants or microgrid tie inverters contribute to a short circuit? Kasi kung yung mga generators ni NGCP ng grid, yung sinasabi ko kanina, sila Kalaka, sila Magat, sila Pantabangan, Ambuklaw, Binga, lahat yan nandyan. Yung mga coal-fired dyan, mga geothermal, Kalayaan, etc. No? Kung sila ay nagko-contribute ng short circuit, eto ba si solar farm magko-contribute siya ng short circuit? Ano sa palagay nyo? So mamaya sagutin nyo yan, ha. Si microgrid tie, magko-contribute ba siya? Okay. The purpose of calculating short circuit is to determine the fault current para ma-specify mo yung KIC rating ng breaker mo. Okay? So in preparing the short circuit, you have to know the wire size papunta sa point of short circuit, the distance from the supply to equipment in feet or in meters, site development plan, kailangan malaman mo para malaman mo itong distansya nito, location of and kVA of rating of transformer, and available short circuit level in the vicinity, let's say from the utility like Meralco, no? And the system voltage. The higher the voltage, the lower is the short circuit. The lower the voltage, the higher is the short circuit current. Okay. So this an example. Naggawa ko rito ng comparison ng isang 480 volt system tsaka 240 volt system. Same transformer, 5 MVA, 5,000 kVA, 5,000 kVA. Pero dito 480 volts, dito naman 240 volts. Makita mo, ang short circuit dito is 100 kiloamperes, dito naman 200 kiloamperes. So, anong difference itong 200 kiloamperes sa 100 kiloamperes? Ba, malaki. Ang 200 kiloamperes, grabe ang mga damaging forces niyan kung magkaroon ka ng ganyang kalaking short circuit. Ha? Pag mahina yung bus bracing ng mga bus bars mo sa loob ng switchgear mo, pwedeng mawarat yun, sasabog yung switchgear mo. Kung ang breaker mo, mababa ang KIC rating, ha? Mawawarat yung breaker mo. Kaya nga, mahalaga na makompute mo yung tamang short circuit para ma-specify mo ang tamang KIC rating ng mga circuit breaker mo. Okay? So, ito yung formula. The short circuit current is equal to I voltage over the impedance, but Z is the impedance at the point of fault, which is the square root of the R square and the X square at the point of fault. And then applying this dito, yan, to get the value of the short circuit current, this symmetrical short circuit, and V is the driving voltage at that point of fault, and R is the total resistance, X is the total reactance, and Z is the total cycle impedance. No? So we can compute it using the per unit quantity, which is actual quantity over the base quantity. Per unit quantity can be voltage, current, impedance, but in most cases the per unit impedance is most preferable in computing the short circuit current. Then the PU system, the per unit method, I base is equal to kVA base over square root of 3 times the kVA base. No? So all of these are naka-base. No? Meron kang base value. No? IB is the base current, kVAB is the base power, kVAB is the base voltage in kilovolts or line to line. Per unit system, per unit method of impedance is Z sub B, the base impedance is equal to base voltage raised to 2 over base kVA over times 1,000. No? So yan. So those are the methods. No? Ngayon, ang gagamitin natin, i-apply natin doon sa sample natin kanina yung bahay. For simple calculation, short circuit current for residential again.
Steps in calculating short circuit current. Step 1. Prepare system diagram. Step 2. Draw impedance diagrams. Step 3. Collect data. Step 4. Compute for resistances and reactances. Step 5. Compute for impedances. Step 6. Calculate for short circuit current. Step 7. Select the interrupting capacity, KAIC, or kiloampere interrupting capacity.
So here we have a simple diagram. Service and trans, meter, service and trans size, then main breaker, branches, isang 70 tsaka isang 40. Tapos nag-assume tayo ng fault dito just after the feeder. No? Pwede ka rin mag-assume ng fault dito. Pwede ka rin mag-assume ng fault dito. No? So, but anyway, for here, no? So, anong kaik ni 40 ampere trip breaker? Ganun na rin ang kaik dapat ni 75 at saka ni 100 minimum. Pag may fault ka rito, halos the same lang yung mga available fault na dumadaan sa tatlong breakers na yan. Dito, dito, dyan. Okay? So, the impedance diagram for this very simple diagram is this one, no? We have the impedance of the utility, ZU, and the impedance of the service entrance. Tapos, short circuit na dun sa breaker. And 230 volts ang driving voltage mo. Okay? So, balikan natin. Yan. Ito is utility. Papasok. So, ang impedance mo is ito lang, service entrance. At yung impedance ni utility. So, ZU, ZE. Okay, so applying it, again, mahalaga yung yung galing sa IEEE handbook, no? So, kasi kailanganin mo yung mga standard resistance, no? Ito, no? Values na ito, to. Mm, copper 27.17 feet. So ito yung values taken from IEEE standard 242 1986. Tingnan natin. Ito siya. Table 10 of IEEE standard 242 galing sa backbook. Kung ang size mo, ito kasi wires 8.0, 8.0, ito 14, 22, 30. So, ito yung 30 mm. Ang resistance niya is 20.5. 20.5. Pag RSC ang ginamit mo, 20.5. Ang reactance niya, 3.5. Pag aluminum ginamit mo, 20.5 ang resistance, pero 3.05 ang reactance. Ganon din pag plastic, 3.05. Right? Take note mo, si plastic at aluminum, non-magnetic kasi itong plastic and aluminum, kaya ang reactance nila mas mababa. 3.05, 3.05. Pero si steel, kanina yung may nagko-comment yan, yung reactance, diba? Na-mention mo yun kanina, si Panyata yung nag-mention. Makikita mo, ito yung difference nila. Sa pag steel conduit ka, yan, pagka plastic conduit ka, pati aluminum, pero di tayo gumagamit kasi aluminum eh. Sa Amerika, gumagamit sila yung mga, yung mga armored cable nila na aluminum ang nakabalot, no? Yan. So, pag aluminum, non-magnetic din si aluminum, 3.05, no? Kapareho ni plastic. Yan, take note, ha? Yan, no? Ngayon, ito yung 40, ang resistance mo 5.34. Okay? Pareho lang ang mga reactances, 5.34, 5.34, pero si plastic, mapuna mo 5.11 na lang. Pero yung reactance, ayan, ito, 2.76, 3.17 sa bakal, sa RSC, IMC, 3.17, pero ang kanyang reactance, 2.76. Pareho sila ni plastic. Ayan. So, ito yung mahalaga para sa data mo ng mga impedances. So, apply natin. Okay, so utility distribution, 22.62 feet. 00534, 22.62 over 100 feet. O, yung values na ito, by the way, are per 100 feet ito, no? 100 feet, no? Ito, milliohms per 100 feet. So, applying it, 22.62 feet ang haba niya, 100 feet yung itong value na ito, 0.001207, no? So, ito yung value mo. Service entrance naman, 27.17, then applying it, 005569. Ito. So, ito yung dalawang resistance ng utility and resistance ng service entrance mo. Now, combine the two resistances, 001, 207, etc. So, you get this. So, yung simplified value nila, yung dalawa, ito, 0.06776 ohms. Okay, ito. Now, reactance naman. Reactance, again, ito, nanggaling doon sa table natin. Applying the same ratio and proportion. So, 00717. Dito naman sa service entrance, 00828. combining the two, combine the two, this one and this one, you get 0.01545 ohms. So now, we can combine the two. Pythagorean theorem, r total square plus x total square. To get this z, ayan, 0.0067, then extract the square root of this. So the value is 0.006949 ohms. To get the short circuit value is you just simply divide 230 volts divided by the impedance, which is 0.0694. You get 33,098 amperes symmetrical short circuit current. 33, ang taas ano? Kasi walang masyadong impedances na nakalagay dun sa computation. So napakataas. Ngayon kung titignan mo yung katalogo mo, anong breaker, the short circuit analysis is not the end of getting the symmetrical short circuit current. This will be the guide in selecting the appropriate KAIC of the breaker. In selecting the interrupting rating of your circuit breaker, you will need a CB catalog that includes the various interrupting capacities in kiloampere interrupting capacity or KAIC. In our example, 33,098 symmetrical short circuit, then we could decide for this, no? Use 85,000 amperes or 85 KAIC minimum interrupting molded case circuit breaker based on Fuji catalog, no? Or 65 KAIC kung American Standard Westinghouse catalog. So ito yung Fuji electric na catalog. Okay? At ito yung breaker, 40 amperes ito, yan. 40 amperes. Tapos ito 85 KAIC, ano? Interrupting capacity RMS 220 volts 85 KAIC o 240 volts 85 KAIC. Okay. Kasi 33 hindi pwede to, makita mo ito, meron ditong 40 amperes dito, 40 ampere breaker, pero 10 KAIC hindi pwede, 22 KAIC hindi pwede, 33 KAIC yung na-compute natin. So dapat 85 KAIC. How about kung Westinghouse? So dalawa tong ginamit ko, isang Japanese breaker at saka Westinghouse breaker. Dito naman makita mo rito from 15 amperes to 100. So pasok dito si 40 ampere trip, no? 2 or 3 pole, 240 volts. Ito 65 KAIC siya. Meron bang mas mababa? Tingnan natin si 10 and 22. Hindi pasok kasi 33 KAIC nga na-compute natin. So that means this breaker is not, hindi pwede. Ito hindi rin pwede. Pero ito, yun. Type GC, GHB, GHC, GB. Yan ang pwede na breaker ni Westinghouse. Balikan natin si Fuji. Anong pwede kay Fuji? Ang pwede kay Fuji is SA102H. Yan. SA102H sa 2-pole or SA103H pag 3-pole. At ang frame size niya, ito, 100 ampere frame. Okay. So, yan ampere frame, ito yung model number of poles, rated current, rated voltage, KAIC rating. Okay. Hindi na ako nagsama rito ng kunyari Siemens o Square D. Wala akong catalog nung ganun eh. Ang meron lang akong mga lumang catalog, itong Fuji at saka yung Westinghouse. Dati meron din akong G pero nawawala. Anyway, so pwede naman to. So to comparison, no? Okay, the short circuit current computed seems very high. A more accurate value should be determined by including upstream impedances like distribution transformer impedance, 34.5 kV grid line with available short circuit level of 1 million kVA or 1,000 MVA short circuit. So yan, sundin natin yan. For more precise calculation, let's try to find the available fault current considering the available transformer rating in the vicinity and also the 34.5 kV grid line within the utility area. The available short circuit level within the Meralco franchise is assumed at 1,000 MVA. So let's try to compute.
Steps in calculating short circuit current. Step 1. Prepare system diagram. Step 2. Draw impedance diagrams. Step 3. Collect data. Step 4. Compute for resistances and reactances. Step 5. Compute for impedances. Step 6. Calculate for short circuit current. Step 7. Select the interrupting capacity KAIC or kiloampere interrupting capacity.